Welcome to Frightening Fiction, the YouTube channel dedicated to all things horror. If you're a fan of scary stories and spine-tingling thrills, then you've come to the right place. Today's story is called In the Grip of the Dream Stalker, a story of sleep paralysis and fear. It was a warm summer night and Rachel was having a hard time falling asleep. She tossed and turned in her bed, trying to get comfortable, but no matter what she did, she just couldn't seem to drift off. Just as she was about to give up, she finally drifted off into a deep sleep. But it wasn't long before she was awoken by a strange and unsettling feeling. Rachel opened her eyes and sat up in bed, her heart racing. She couldn't shake the feeling that someone, or something, was watching her. She looked around the room, but everything seemed to be in its place. She lay back down, trying to calm her racing heart, when she heard a faint whisper in her ear. "I'm coming for you," the voice said. Rachel sat up again, her heart now pounding in her chest. She looked around the room, but there was no one there. She was alone. Or so she thought. As she lay in bed, trying to get back to sleep, the whispers continued. They seemed to be coming from all around her, surrounding her. She couldn't make out what they were saying, but the tone was menacing and filled with malice. Rachel knew she had to get out of there. She jumped out of bed and ran to the door, but it wouldn't budge. She was trapped. She turned around and saw a figure standing at the foot of her bed. It was tall and shadowy, with glowing red eyes. Rachel froze in fear, unable to move. The figure reached out towards her and Rachel screamed. She woke up in a cold sweat, her bedroom door wide open. The next night, Rachel couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching her. She tried to stay awake, but eventually, she fell asleep. When she woke up, she found herself in a strange and twisted version of her bedroom. The furniture was distorted and twisted, and there was a sense of malevolence that seemed to fill the air. Rachel knew she was dreaming, but the fear felt all too real. She turned around to see the shadowy figure standing behind her, its glowing red eyes fixed on her. Rachel ran, but no matter where she went, the figure seemed to be right behind her. She couldn't escape. She woke up again, panting and sweating. She knew she had to do something about these dreams. She couldn't go on like this, always being chased and never being able to escape. She went to see a therapist, hoping they could help her figure out what was going on. The therapist listened to her story and told Rachel that she was being stalked by a creature known as a dream stalker. Dream stalkers were malevolent beings that preyed on humans, stalking their victims through their dreams and causing them to experience nightmares. They were able to enter a person's dreams and manipulate them, making them feel like they were trapped and unable to escape. The therapist told Rachel that the only way to stop the dream stalker was to confront it head-on. Rachel was terrified, but she knew she had to do something. She couldn't keep living in fear. The therapist gave Rachel some techniques to use to try and confront the dream stalker. They told her to try and assert herself in the dream, to try and take control and not let the dream stalker intimidate her. Rachel went home and tried to follow the therapist's advice. That night, when the dream stalker appeared, Rachel stood her ground and refused to let it scare her. At first, the dream stalker seemed to be taken aback by Rachel's bravery. It hesitated for a moment, as if it wasn't used to someone standing up to it. Rachel took the opportunity to try and banish the dream stalker from her dreams. She called upon all of her strength and courage and commanded the creature to leave. To her surprise, the dream stalker obeyed. It let out a shriek and vanished, leaving Rachel alone in her dream. Rachel woke up feeling victorious. She had faced her fear and had come out on top. She knew that the dream stalker might return, but she felt confident that she would be able to stand up to it again. From then on, Rachel's dreams were peaceful and undisturbed. She was no longer stalked by the malevolent dream stalker and was able to get a full night's rest. She learned that sometimes, the only way to overcome our fears is to confront them head-on and not let them have power over us. Rachel was grateful to the therapist for helping her overcome her nightmare and reclaim control of her dreams. Thanks for watching another episode of Frightening Fiction. If you enjoyed the chills and thrills, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a scary story. Until next time, keep it frightening.